Hey everybody, it's Marian, and today we're going to talk about the salt factor. So I just got back from my cardiac rehab, and when I first went there this morning, well, it was 11 o'clock. So you go in there, you sit down, you hook yourself up to the monitor. They come over and they take your blood pressure. Then they give you a little bit of a class, and then they assign you a machine. Or first you walk around the track for one and a half laps, and then they assign you a machine, and then you sit at the machine and you work out for 30 minutes. So this morning when they took my blood pressure, it was 190 over 80 something. And they were like, oh, we can't let you exercise with a blood pressure like this. And of course, that being said, my anxiety kicks up. So now I'm wondering what the heck is going on. So they did do it again after I sat there and rested for a minute. But the thing is, they did it again the third time with a larger cuff. And when they did that with a larger cuff, it was 144 over 78. So not so bad. Not as bad as 190. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, I did have some bacon this morning before I went over, and you know, I have this bacon is salty, and I've always tried to poo-poo the idea that salt is bad for your blood pressure, but we all know that it probably is. So you know, cutting back on sodium is important when you have high blood pressure. So anyway, that being said, my thoughts on salt have changed just a little bit. But I know there are healthier salts than table salt. Table salt sometimes is laced with other things, and I'm not sure what the other things would be, but I read the ingredients one time, and there was some other stuff in salt, in the table salt, that I wasn't crazy about. So I listened to a lot of these doctors, Dr. Berg and Dr. Ken Berry, and then there's another lady, Barbara O'Neill. If you haven't heard her or watched her videos, I'll link it down below. She is good, also a good source of information. Sometimes she's a little much, you know, about the things that she does say, but for the most part, she's pretty smart. So, okay, that being said, if you're new to my channel, I welcome you. Thank you for stopping by and sharing some time with me. And if you're one of my tried and trues, I always thank you also for coming by and sharing your precious time with me as well. All right, so let's get started. My thumbnail is a picture of the salts that I have here in my house and that I use. So first of all, I'm gonna read what I have here. The Redmond's Real Salt right here is ancient kosher sea salt, unrefined, and it's mined in America. So it says unlike any salt on earth, and of course the label is blocking part of it, so I can't read that right now. Maybe I'll try to get the label off. But anyway, Redmond's salt. When choosing a healthy salt, consider its what the heck, I can't, oh, it's mineral content, additives, and sodium contents. Now, when I was over to the cardiac rehab area, I said to the girl, you know, she said, cut down on your salt. And I'm like, well, you know, I really use healthy salt. She said, salt is salt. And I'm like, I didn't agree with her at that time. But the more research I've done, the more I agree. Salt is salt. But it depends on the sodium content that you have in your salt. So anyway, Redmond salt is considered its mineral content, additives, and sodium content. So, Redmond salt, if I can see, sodium content is 530 milligrams per teaspoon, I believe. And there's no fiber, no sugar, no added sugars. So the sodium content is 530 milligrams. Now, according to the AMA, or the American Nutritional Place, 2,000 milligrams is an optimum for a person per day. For people with high blood pressure, they cut that back down to about 1,000 milligrams. So there's 1 gram. No, there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So 1 gram of salt is all you need if you have high blood pressure. Sometimes they cut that way down more. If you're retaining fluid, if you have edema, all that, they would cut that back down. So this is very low in sodium, but it doesn't have any other minerals in it either. It doesn't have any potassium or magnesium or calcium. So there's a lot of salts that do have those ingredients in them. So the next one is the sea salt. Now I have Morton coarse sea salt here. It's less processed than other salts, retains more nutrients like magnesium, potassium, and calcium. So let us look at this and see what's in here. Okay, so 580 milligrams of sodium in this Morton's sea salt. Sea salt is, okay, ingredients. Sea salt, yellow prussate of soda. It's an anti-caking agent. And it's a product of Israel. I'm not crazy about that anti-caking agent. I don't care if it cakes or not. If you put it in your little grinder, you can just grind it up. Let's see. Okay, serving size is 1/4 teaspoon. So 580 milligrams is equal to, that means it's 580 milligrams per 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. So this salt does not supply iodine, a necessary nutrient. Okay, so there's no other nutrients in here. There's no calcium, no magnesium, no potassium. So I don't know why I have this. It was in the back of my cupboard, so that's why I brought it out to show you. I have not used this Redmond salt yet. I heard that's the best salt to use. I don't know. Now, the next one is the Celtic salt. Now, I don't have a bag for it right now, but you see how gross or coarse that is? It's very, very coarse. Now, Barbara, that girl I told you about, she takes a little bit of it, puts it under her tongue, and then she drinks water with it. She says that Celtic salt with water, it helps get all those potassium, magnesium, and calcium into the cells of your body and to make your body work better. So that's the Celtic salt, and it's also a finishing salt. Now, if you know anything about culinary or cooking, a finishing salt is when you're done cooking with anything and you just sprinkle the top, kind of like parsley. When you sprinkle parsley on to make it pretty, this you just sprinkle on and it kind of melts into the recipe. So that's Celtic salt. It could be white or gray, and it's made. I think it's. I got it here somewhere where it is mined in one of the mines over there in Israel. Okay, so kosher salt, and that's this that I was talking about here. Flaky salt without additives, including iodine. So, and then there is Himalayan pink salt, which is in this jar right here, this salt shaker right here, and you can see the thicker ones, the bigger particles there. I had to add some other to it because I was out of it. Let's see, a coarse textured salt with light pink color that comes from iron content. It is often used as a finishing salt and is said to have nutritional and therapeutic properties. Now that would be potassium, magnesium, and other nutrients. And the Celtic salt as well, potassium, magnesium, and other nutrients. Himalayan pink salt is harvested from mines in Pakistan. So, and then there's also salt substitute. Now this mimics salt-like flavor, often using potassium chloride instead of sodium chloride. So instead of sodium chloride, and they can help those looking to reduce sodium intake. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt substitute can have potassium content of 525 to 690 milligrams, depending on the brand. So that's what my son uses, and he likes it. I don't think it tastes like salt at all. I tried it a couple of times when I was there, but I didn't like it. But if it's going to help reduce and help with my blood pressure, and also give me those added nutrients, then I might try it. Okay, let's see, what else do I have here? Black salt. All right, so that's considered a healthier option than regular table salt. Black salt is said to have therapeutic benefits and can help with digestion and poor eyesight. I have no idea about that. I'm just reading what I read. Let's see. Okay, that's that. And then I also have this other pink salt that's very, very fine. You see how fine that is? That's really fine. It has no other minerals in here but Himalayan pink salt, product of Pakistan, and it is 420 milligrams of sodium. So no matter what salt you use or what salt you buy, you're going to have sodium, and sodium chloride is what increases your blood pressure. And here's what I also read. Sea salt comes from evaporating salt water, so it's a natural source of sodium. Table salt comes from mining salt deposits. Table salt and sea salt has the same amount of sodium content, but sea salt contains magnesium, potassium, and calcium. Table salt does not. Okay, but it does contain iodine, and iodine is another thing that you need in your body, a certain amount of. So, table salt does not contain iodine unless it is fortified. Fortified means that iodine is added to it. So, I don't know if any of this has helped you understand salt at all, but maybe it has given you a little bit of something to think about and to research. So that's all I'm going to say about salt. I am going to myself cut back a little bit on salt. I love my salt. I love my pink salt, and I love my Celtic salt. And I have put a little bit of Celtic salt under my tongue and drank water with it. And I'm not sure if that's bad for me or not. Barbara O'Neill says it's not. She said it's healthy for you. So, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe with the bigger cuff, my blood pressure will be a little bit more normal at the doctor's offices now. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the salt factor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to share the video. And most of all, be kind to each other. It is a rough world out there. I love you all. And one more thing, don't forget to vote tomorrow. Bye guys. I love you all. See you in the next video.